first slide that Dr. Reddy showed talked about return on investment and return on revenue, and the MAKE awards. I would imagine, and I believe this to be true, that all of those organizations have a pretty solid KM strategy and an implementing framework that's going to deliver the results, the outcomes that that particular organization wants. And so what I want to talk to you today about is an effective and innovative way to develop a KM strategy and a KM framework and do it very quickly. Potential clients that I've worked with, who I want to be clients over the last couple of years, have said two things. One, we need a strategy and a framework. And number two, we don't want it to have to take a long time. Traditionally, frameworks have been developed in a sequential way. They're tackled by introducing a rigorous waterfall method. They're not based on fast learning techniques, although they do use pilot projects. So what I want to do is talk to you about the two different methodologies and how the KM Agile methodology actually delivers what our potential clients are looking for. There's challenges. There's a business case that has to be made in knowledge management, and it depends on the business and operational environment of the organization, what its mission, how do the people work, the op tempo or the operational tempo, the speed at which work needs to be done. There's behavior change that's required. Knowledge management projects are by their very definition change management projects, because you're asking people to fundamentally change their behavior and sustain that behavior over a long period of time. You're interested in the flow of knowledge and the use of knowledge. Where does knowledge reside in the organization? How is it being used? And how does knowledge move across the stovepipes or the boundaries of the organizations? You have to be able to make a case to the people who are going to approve the resources and approve the funding for it that there's going to be a tangible impact to performance, very similar to the returns that Dr. Reddy's first slide showed. And you have to have knowledge leadership. You have to have an organizational leadership that's focused on sustaining knowledge management over a long period of time. And most importantly, you've all heard the term, what's in it for me? People in an organization will only invest their time and their resources in something that adds value to what they're doing. So the questions about how do you get people to share knowledge? How do you get people to collaborate? They're partly answered by ensuring that whatever strategy you use to implement knowledge management in your organization, that it's set up so that when they participate in a knowledge management program or a project, the individuals are actually deriving value from the investment of their time in doing this. One of the reasons that potential clients talk about the need to be able to do these things in a very rapid fashion is the fact that they don't have a lot of time. People don't have the attention span that they need. And the requirement is, how fast can I do this, and how can I make this effective? You have to make a business case. You have to build a business case. One of the things that the Agile methodology, Agile KM development methodology does is it builds a KM strategy and a capability very quickly while delivering measurable results. And if you don't have measurable results, there's no way to determine if, in fact, you've been successful. What we also know that the more quickly you can show those results, the more quickly you can change behavior. The bottom line is that results change behavior. So this is the traditional KM strategy and framework development. Anybody here going through a KM strategy and framework development right now? Anybody gone through one? Is this how it was done? There's really there's multiple parts to this. There's the assessment part where you, and we do this also. And some clients, and as I say this, some clients don't have the resources and the time to do this as quickly as possible. They actually want to stretch this over a long period of time. But many and more often now, they want to do it as quickly as possible. So in this traditional waterfall method, the very first thing we do is we're taking a look at the business and operational environment. We're trying to create a baseline, what is it now? Where are they? We want to look at the knowledge management environment, what their maturity level is. What we're talking about is how ready are they to do knowledge management. And when we take a look at the business and operational environment and the knowledge management environment, we end up delivering a baseline. The next thing is to sit down with the leadership, and what we do is we hold a visioning workshop. We hold a visioning workshop. We sit down with the leadership, and we take about a half a day, and we ask them, fundamentally, what outcomes do you want from the knowledge management investment that you're making? What do you want to have happen as a result of your investment in knowledge management? So we take that vision of where they want to be with knowledge management, compare it to the baseline we've created from the business and operational and knowledge management environments, and we create a gap. We do a gap analysis. And we develop a KM strategy specifically in the context for that particular organization in order to be able to close those gaps and then create a framework that delivers on that strategy. But we've yet to do anything, and these projects that I'm talking about right now can take anywhere from 6 to 8 months just to get through the assessment, depending on the size of the organization. Even the smaller organizations of 200 or 300 people, it can actually take this long, depending on what else is going on within the organization.